All right, daily note session for Nasdaq. Here we go. It's being logged November 3rd, but this is actually Friday's price action for, I believe, yeah, November 1st. So here's what we're going to take a look at. This is how the week closed. It opened up here, wicked up outside of the weekly SIBI and outside of the daily SIBI as well. So it wicked out right here, pretty much like working into this bearish candle there, and then it just boom went to the downside and took out this low there, previous week low, and then worked inside the lower quads of these candles of this wick right here, and it looked like it was going to get near this old weekly BISI right here from here to down here. And it's just pretty much on the daily time frame, you'll see that it cleared out a whole bunch of daily lows. So we're going to take a peek at that now. I'm going to just take a picture of this without the annotations. Boom. And then with the annotations, just for my files to keep it there. So price like made an attempt to get to the all-time high, and then it just pretty much just reversed. So that's where we are standing now. Like it was a failure to get up there, cleared out all this buy side up here. You can take a peek without the drawings. So from this low right here, from the September 9th low, price was just on a mission to go up, cleared out all of these highs. And that was the first time that it tapped into the imbalance right here. You see it? Boom. It was right here, this day here on the 26th of September. Then it came down, kind of hovered around this area, which is on the weekly time frame. It was holding it up. But if we stretch it out right there, this is pretty much like a breaker. It's holding price up. Then it pushed it up back into the imbalance. Then price hovered back down, kind of like was pretty sloppy around in here, wasn't really doing much. And then with this candle here, which was the October 23rd low, price came down and cleared out all of these lows right here. Just cleared out. Used this right here, this order block, to push itself up higher. Went up, back into the inefficiency to clear out the highs. Cleared out all these highs, these previous highs over here. Cleared them all out. Went up there, filled in the entire fair value gap. The SIBI, it was entirely filled, and price, once it did that, it turned around and came and took out all these previous days lows, all of this inside here, and pretty much just got near the opening price of this candle. I'm going to put the drawings back on now, just so we can take a peek at that and use my crosshairs. So right there, that's crazy. What's the open on this candle? We're going to look up here on the left hand side. The open of this candle right here is, I'm going to just use the last three. I like to use the end of it because it's obvious it's in the 20,000. So right here, the open of this is 25 3/4. The close of this is 21 3/4. So it pretty much overlapped it. It went over it. It went down, boom, cleared it. And then price on the following day, which was Fridays with non-farm payroll, open here, made a little small little tail, and then price expanded up right here, which on a lower time frame, you'll see that it was a nice little imbalance on a 15-minute time frame. Also reached into a new day opening gap right to the midpoint, and then price turned back around, and then just pretty much had a very sloppy close, didn't really do much. So that's that, and I'm gonna just annotate something real quick. So this was the Thursday candle. Like, there's really not much for me to write since I'm doing it live with like audio sounds and all of that. So right, it didn't have much, like daily candle didn't create. That's it. Like, it didn't create a large body. is just it expanded previous day candle, remained, and pretty much it remained inside the previous day range. That's really all it did. I don't really have to get too crazy with this again. Once you start to develop an eye for it, there's not much to like document and go crazy. So that's that. But as we get to the lower time frames, that's where opportunities will be seen, and more like defined price action will be able to be noted. So here's on a 4-hour. This was the Wednesday price action coming down. Thursday price action. Remember I had mentioned this in the previous session. Is it just hit the bottom of the daily fair value gap, pushed down. So right here, this shows weakness right here. That's why it's important to measure these wicks. Boom, it failed to reach the midpoint of that on this 4-hour time frame, and price just reversed down to tag the obvious low, which was right there, that was Thursday's price action, but that's not what we're covering. So when we have a huge day like that, normally the next day it will expand back up. But since it was non-farm payroll with all the data that I have, this is typical of what it does. So all it did was in the evening session, it just, kind of like consolidated. It was like in park mode. Price remained parked. And then during the bell open morning session, it expanded up into here, filled in this imbalance here, this SIBI, and then price just reversed. So check it out. Boom, boom. That's all it did. Didn't really do much. It was just pretty sloppy. You left some nice equal lows right there that would definitely be targeted. All of this sell side is looking real nice, and we'll have to just see how we open up today at 6 p.m. in the afternoon with the Asian session. And keep in mind as well that it is elections on Tuesday, so there's a lot to keep in mind. And if you could and just do it as an exercise, just stay away, stay to the sidelines, and because we don't know what they're going to do. So I'm going to take a picture of this because pretty much I know how to interpret this and read this. And here we go. So, and also there was this is where price was pretty much holding itself up using this BISI here on this 4-hour time frame, which also had a SIBI inside it. So these are all good signatures here, especially after a nice low like that was ran. This is typical. This is all we keep seeing. Ran the highs, comes down, runs the lows, holds up. Look at that confirmation there where the midpoint of the BISI is actually being respected. Boom, boom, and then just, it goes up. If you were to engage that, and with experience, you're able to do that. So here we go on a 1-hour now. So how's your Sunday going so far? If you're watching this today, you probably hyped up to watch football. All right, so I'm going to remove this here because I don't need to see that anymore. I can already see the imbalances there where price rejected, came down, and look at this price action. This is what happens with non-farm payroll. That's why it's best to just enjoy your day off and go on about your business and not even be concerned with this. Check this out. We're going to stretch out the SIBI here all the way to the low point of that candle. Get it there. Now peep that. Price came exactly to the midpoint of this SIBI, this inefficiency to the downside. It just came back, filled it in, which is also above the 50% level. Once we measure I'm going to measure from this body just down to this body right here to the midpoint. Right there. So, matter of fact, I'm going to measure it from the high, all the way from the high. Boom. Oh, we need the Fibonacci, fam. boom, all the way to the low right there. That low right there, that's where I'm measuring. Let me just use the mouse. So when price comes up like this into when a huge day drops like that, expect at least the midpoint to get hit. But obviously they were messing around, so you would have probably got stopped. But on a normal day, when this happens, price gives a nice clean entry, comes right up to it, and then it does what it does. So notice, this is a premium right here. Once price comes up here, taps the midpoint of the gap, and then it just drops down. And pretty much just, you know, on the lower time frame, you'll see that it really wasn't doing much for the remainder of the day. But that's beautiful to see right there, like right to the midpoint of it. And then obviously it's above the premium, above the 50% level. So that is a premium entry for short. And you'll see as I switch off to the different charts that I have, you'll see how it went exactly to the new day opening, a previous new day opening gap. So that's that for me. Nothing too crazy, nothing to, again, I stress that because you don't want to overcomplicate it. You want to keep it simple, polished, simple, and understand what's going on. So this, I'm going to dim it now because price is already, wait, background is this, yeah. I'm going to start dim it up a little bit because I don't need it to be taking over too much of my layout. So now on a 15-minute time frame, here's what I meant by price being parked. It was just chilling right here from Thursday to right here, Thursday afternoon. This is when price started to engage again. It was just hovering around. Yo, we're chilling, we're chilling, we're chilling, we're chilling. And one comment that I just cannot hold myself. If you're still watching this, somebody commented on a video and was like, I get what you're saying, but let's keep it professional. Fam, I'm gonna make it however I feel like making. That's the beautiful thing about this right here. If I want to use concepts like price was G-macking on the block parked up, that's what I'm gonna use. You use whatever you want. This is my opinions. So price was parked, just chilling. Why? Why was it parked up? Because at 8:30 we had news. This candle right here, non-farm payroll news. It didn't really do much as I normally see it do, but it did enough. It cleared out buy stops and it cleared out sell stops. So whoever was engaging with that, they definitely got destroyed. Then the bell open. Let's find the bell open. Boom. And here's 9:30. Put the bell open right there. And let's put the news. News candle was this one right here. So the news did that, it double played, just swiped. Then it started to descend as it got into the 9:30 open. And you'll see this on the different layout, that price just pretty much went into a new day opening gap and expanded to the upside. Boom. Again, look at the midpoint of that higher imbalance on the 1 hour. Now this is on a 15-minute. It's just this one here. It came up to it. Like when it's broken down, it made it smaller now, the imbalance. So it split it into two pieces. So it went up to the higher imbalance, still in a premium, and then price right there at exactly 11:30, which begins the lunch hour session. Price began to descend lower to tag these lows right here. So whoever was long and didn't profit, they just got tagged out right there. And then that was pretty much it. Pretty sloppy. The only price point, like that price leg that was pretty good, was from 9:30 to 11:15. So about at least a good hour, a nice hour and a half of good trading. So I'm gonna just write so 11/1/24, boom. Price was parked. News driver at 8:30. NFP. Boom. Swiped out buy stops and sell stops. swiped out buy stops and sell stops, then dropped lower. Before bell open, and boom. Upside into a premium. Into a premium FVG. Premium FVG, and at 11:30 it reversed. Simple. That's all price did. Reverse. Boom, take a pic of that. Kind of had to share that. Like, I couldn't contain myself. That's just who I am. I'm sorry, but I had to, like, woo, man, it's my opinions, fam. You can have your opinions. I'm gonna have to learn to deal with that. All right, so here's what it looks like on a 5-minute. Just boom, the swipe out here, boom. No clear entries here on a 5. Just the dropping down to the breaker here, into this area here. The wick came up, boom, came down into the order block. I'll just, I'll put it there for sakes. Right there, order block pushed it up higher, came up, used the SIBI right there to push itself higher to tag the high, right there. I'm gonna make this orange. Boom, leaves it open, price pushed up to tag the high that it left in place, right to the midpoint, comes down, hovers around this area, and then boom, plays around a little bit more, and then finally starts to descend to tag the lows right there. Beautiful, right? It's a beautiful thing. Hold on, let me make another one up here, up top. That's that. Take a pic. Boom. Okay. Now I'm going to switch over to the my different layout that I have, and where there's going to be a little bit. I know I didn't clean it up. Oh man, my bad. All right. So the only things I'm going to clear out is this. Just do some cleaning up. What time frame is it? I got it on 5. Okay. Now, that we already have. Let's go to a 1 minute. Because what we want to see is this area here. So look at what price did on the first fair value gap of the session. It didn't even come back to it. But here's what I was trying to get across. This area here was a new day opening gap. Right there. So this is where price was pretty much hovering around. It left some nice equal lows inside. So this is the new day opening gap right here. You can see it inside here, which means 6 p.m. when it started and 5 p.m. when it closed. So look, see, price gapped up. What is this right here? Oh, that's the fib. Let me get rid of that. Okay, and then let me get rid of this. Boom. So price just was hovering around, chilling, and then here it created relatively equal highs. This high up here with this one. So price comes back with the news driver and just tags all that out. And then look, price is jumping inside here. The new day opening gap, just boom, 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 boom. And then after it tags the high, comes down. And this is, it left that in place right there. So that's something that I have an eye out for. Boom. So let's see how, if it's going to get tagged. First fair value gap wasn't retested at all on this time frame. Now at the open, here's what happened. We're going to measure there. Price came to the lower quad and then expanded to the upside and just ran. Ran all the way up inside this new day opening gap right here from the 24th. Worked around the midpoint after it tagged this high that it created for itself, comes down and then goes back up, tags, creates one here, which is SMT, one here, and then drops down and then goes right back up fast. Swipes them out, boom, 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 and then it starts to descend lower. That's all. Study that. Don't overcomplicate it. Just watch, look out for that over and over, and you'll start to have an eye for that and be like, oh, okay. So look right here, boom, boom, boom. Let me see, nothing. Yeah, right there. It actually came to this fair value gap, which is a signature. The fact that it failed to get to the first presented fair value gap, that's a good sign, because that's a breakaway gap on the upside. So it came down, hit here, left this wide open. That's awesome. Goes up, comes down into the order block there, and then it just blows up higher. And look, another price point there. Boom. It's respecting that area, comes down, boom. No bodies are closing under it, and then it just goes back up to get the high. This also is a SIBI. That's what I'm like. I have to keep an eye out for this right here, because this is happening a lot. You have to like look at both patterns, how it comes down, leaves this one open. Look, if I get that one out of the way, this SIBI here supported price, came down and held it up, and then push it up. So it's pretty much, that's probably the better option to use will be to use the inversion right there, because price ran through it, came back, and now it's using it as a reclaimed, right? Because it reclaimed it, came back. Yeah, once it goes down, through it, back, boom, and then expands to the upside. I'm gonna take a picture of that. And that'll be pretty much it, because I understand what happened. Hit the end dog, came up to the end dog, reject, like right here, it rejected, came down, then back up to tag the high. Then it just started to descend lower. We're like really, really, really sloppy. And then right here, just tagged the 215 low, and then just decided to consolidate and wrap up for the day on Friday. 2x, boom, red, boom, that's it. That's pretty much all that happened for non-farm payroll. Again, a day that I don't engage it. I just like to study it. And, you know, down the line, as I get more experience, maybe I'll engage it, and I'll engage it with a micro or whatever. But look at this right here, right? Just before I let you go. Remember, the end dog, new day opening gap, from when it closed at 4:59 p.m. and then when it opened at 6 p.m. You put that out, and you always put it for the following day, as we were being taught by ICT. So price came there, obviously had a nice, these two highs right here, this little signature right here. When you see these slanted highs like that, I'm gonna make it green, and I'm gonna make it solid. When you see those slanted highs like that, relatively equal highs, it tags it, and it tagged it fast. Why? So people can't move their positions, whoever has their stops up here that were trying to go short. So they run them quick. 11:27, 28, 29, 30, and then at 31, boom, it just drops. You see huge displacement. And check this out on a 15-second time frame, what it looks like. So if you have the ability to drop down to the lower time frames, it'll just show you so much. And keeping in mind what's happening on the outside higher time frames. Price explodes, then right here, I've seen this so many times. It consolidates a little bit, accumulation, and then right here you get these 45 seconds of just boom, displacement, taking out the lows, and then it comes right back into this beautiful, beautiful 2022 model. Fair value gap, right to the midpoint, and then price never, ever comes back to it, and then it just starts to descend lower. Very sloppy, you know, just taking everyone out. Oh, you're here? Okay, we're going to take you out up here. Boom. take you here, boom, boom. And then ultimately what it does is, check this out. Let me fit it in frame. This nice imbalance right here, which on a higher time frame was nice. Price came all the way down to it. And to take out these lows right here. Took them out. So I'm going to measure how many points was this. From entry here, let's say you would have just got entered on the tick and you would have just targeted the lows. Let's target the lows. That's 61 handles to the downside. Nice and smooth. Just gliding. On a normal day, it would have did it faster. Like it would have been like, it would have dropped, came here, parked up a little bit there, and then boom, just drop. Boom, drop, boom, boom. It would have did it fast. So it did it in about, what, 20 minutes, 18 minutes or so. I've seen this done in 5 minutes. But non-farm payroll, that's what you get. So that's pretty much it. I just want to, let's go back out to the, matter of fact, let me go back to the 15 second, how I had it. Oh, where are we? Where's price? Okay, here it is. I want to take a picture of that because that was really, 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 really pretty. I like that. That was pretty. Boom. Let me take a picture of that. Boom. So like, look, let me see. It was on a 15. I'll show you what that looked like right there. So it was this imbalance right here. That's the imbalance, and that's where price came down to, which is inside of this area here. The low right there, boom. There's the inversion, pushed up. There's the midpoint, came down, and then just, cleared out the lows. Let me hide this. I just want to have that right there for my own notes. All right, now I'm going to go out to a daily real quick before I get off this and go on about my day. For me, what I like is these lows right here. These lows look very, very, very nice. So it looks like they're going to clear those out and maybe push it back up for the election. So we don't know. We have to just see. I just like this right here because on the weekly time frame, there's where is it? Yeah, weekly. See all those weekly lows right there, and the daily. Yeah, that's. Let me put my drawings. Oh, this is not the one. Let me go back out to daily note session. Boom, leave that. Go back to a weekly. Yeah, you see that? That weekly BISI right there. That's pretty much what I like. Price can probably come down into here, clear everything out, and then work its way back up. But on a daily, here's what it looks like here. All those lows right there, because they just look nice. They look nice. This looks nice right here. And then mainly this imbalance right here. I like that. Which will put, if price decides to go there, look at all the way to the high, that's where the 50 level is. So if it is going to draw, it's going to draw below this midpoint right here, clear all of this, then probably come up and then continue to descend. So that's just my thinking. We'll see what happens. That is all. Take care. Peace.